Madam Deputy Speaker, thank you very much for calling me. May I too pay tribute to all fishermen who fish our waters, and in particular, of course, I am biased to all those who fish off the beautiful coast of South Dorset. They are an integral part of our community and a very valuable one, and we must fight to do all we can to retain them. Can I agree, before I start, with my honourable friend from Hastings and Rye, who made the very excellent point that the fishing within the 12-mile nautical limit should be for British boats. And I, like her, would be most grateful if the Minister would give some indication, perhaps, when she or he sum up at the end, to that extent.
Definitely a she.
I see the she there, but of course we don't know who is going to sum up. So I'm adding a disclaimer there to both. The fishing industry is totemic, we all know that. And like all fishermen, those in South Dorset feel let down and neglected, as do many in the country. Before I came here today, I spoke to Andy Alcock, who runs 3 boats. He's a fisherman in Weymouth. He's secretary of the local association of Weymouth and Portland fishermen and boat owners. And I asked him, what do you want me to say? What was his view? And his view mirrors mine. He says, we want our waters back. That's what you told us when we left or argued about leaving the EU, and that's what we expect to get. He says that 18% of all fish sold on the continent comes from within our 25-mile limit. He'd rather we caught that fish and we sold it to them. Both he and I hope the ministers will stand their ground during the negotiations with the EU and not allow fishing to become a bargaining chip. At the very beginning of the year, I reminded the Prime Minister of a question asked by my right honourable friend from North Shropshire, who sadly is not with us at the moment. And the question to the Prime Minister in December 19 was this: to guarantee that we will not make the mistake of the 1970s and allow the allocation of fishing resources to be bargaining chip in the treaty negotiations. Will he guarantee that we will become a normal, independent maritime nation and conduct negotiations on an annual basis for reciprocal deals to mutual advantage? The Prime Minister replied, and I quote, to restore to this country the advantages of its spectacular marine wealth, and that is exactly what we will do once we become an independent coastal state. So nothing less than that will do. The bill provides for this, and I welcome it, and of course I will support it tonight. But fears do remain in the fishing industry that somehow still at this late stage they might just possibly be betrayed as negotiations reach a critical stage at the end of this year. Can I urge the government that whatever it does, stand firm. Do not betray our fishermen or our country. We have fought so hard to get her back, and it would be a tragedy if we betray them on this particular issue. I have a message for Mr. Barnier. It's this: hands off our fish. And my wife, who texted me a short time ago because she speaks fluent French, and if he's listening, Monsieur Barnier, laissez nos poissons.